If you're ever in a courtroom, whether it's for divorce, debt collection, or even a simple hearing, there are 3 things you might be doing without realizing it that can quietly destroy your case, even if your evidence is strong. And the worst part, most people think these behaviors make them look confident, when actually they make judges tune you out. I'm Matthew Harris, a board-certified family law attorney in Texas, and I've watched people lose credibility in court before they ever say a single word about their case. Today, I'll show you the hidden courtroom habits that sabotage people every single day and how you can avoid them. We'll cover 3 big ones: overspeaking, hostile body language, and explaining instead of answering. Let's start with the worst offender. If you want to damage your case faster than almost anything else, here's the quickest way to do it. Talk while someone else is talking, especially the judge. Most people don't do this to be disrespectful. They do it because they're nervous, emotional, or desperate to correct something that feels wrong. But in a courtroom, speaking over a judge or an attorney sends a message you never want to send. I don't follow instructions and I can't control myself. When you interrupt the judge, even accidentally, the court immediately forms an impression about you. You don't respect the process. You're not listening. You can't manage your emotions. You might not be trustworthy as a witness. If you interrupt an attorney, even your own attorney, the judge sees the same problem. You're not following courtroom procedure and your testimony may be unreliable. You might feel the urge to jump in because the other side is lying. You think the attorney is twisting your words. You're scared the judge will believe the wrong thing. You want to explain before the topic changes. But here's the contrast most people miss. You think you're protecting your case. The judge sees you as losing control of it. When you talk over others, the substance of what you're saying gets lost. All the judge remembers is the behavior. Here's the simple rule. Do not speak unless it is your turn to speak. If the judge is talking, stop. If the attorney is talking, stop. If you feel the urge to correct something, wait. Your attorney can object or clarify when it's appropriate. Judges reward self-control. Pausing when you're frustrated doesn't make you look weak. It makes you look credible. Your body language will show that you have a response that you're respectfully holding. And your silence in that moment will speak louder than your interruption ever could. Speaking of body language and credibility, you can lose credibility with your case before you ever open your mouth simply through your body language because your demeanor starts testifying the moment you walk through the door. Some of the most common body language mistakes are eye rolling when the other party talks, mocking or laughing at testimony, shaking your head dramatically, crossing your arms because that signals resistance, staring down the other party, talking to yourself under your breath. Every judge in America notices all of this. Judges handle hundreds of cases. They aren't just listening to your words. They're reading your respect, your self-control, your credibility, and your trustworthiness. Judges view themselves as excellent judges of credibility. That's the reason we have hearings with live testimony rather than just resolving everything by written motion. Here's the contrast the judge sees. You think your reactions show they're lying. The judge sees you're emotional, impulsive, or easily triggered. It doesn't matter if you're right. It matters how you appear. Sit still, no fidgeting. Nod only when appropriate. Keep your hands relaxed and visible. Face the judge or the attorney questioning you. When the opposing side speaks, stay calm, still, and focused. Maintain a neutral facial expression while remaining engaged. In court, calmness equals credibility. You're not just presenting facts. You're presenting yourself as someone the judge can trust. One of the most common courtroom mistakes judges see is not lying, not disrespect, but explaining when you were only asked to answer. This usually happens when someone hears a question and immediately feels the need to justify themselves. They want to provide context. They want to clarify. They want to make sure the judge understands why something happened. The problem is, the courtroom is not the place for explanations unless one is requested. This mistake usually shows up in moments like these. A yes or no question turns into a 90-second explanation. A simple answer is followed by, and the reason is, answering a question that wasn't actually asked, trying to fix the narrative instead of responding, volunteering extraneous details. Instead of answering the question, the person starts testifying beyond the scope of what was asked. Judges ask questions, or allow attorneys to ask questions, for a reason. Each question is targeted. When you explain instead of answer, you disrupt that process. From the bench, it sounds like you're avoiding a direct response. You're trying to control the narrative. You don't respect the structure of the courtroom. You may be hiding something. Even when your explanation is completely truthful, it can still hurt your credibility. Here's the contrast judges see instantly. One person gives short, direct answers. Another person explains, qualifies, and justifies everything. The first person appears confident and credible. The second appears defensive, even if they're innocent. And in court, perception matters. Here's the safest courtroom rule to follow. Answer the question that was asked. Stop. If the answer is yes, say yes. If the answer is no, say no. If the judge or attorney wants more detail, they will ask. Your job is not to convince the court in every answer. Your job is to be responsive, calm, and controlled. In court, the people who speak the least but answer the best are usually the ones the judges trust most. If you avoid these 3 mistakes, you'll be on your way to showing the court that you understand and respect the process. If you like this video, then YouTube will show you more videos like this to set you up for success. And if you subscribe, you'll see the new videos that we publish every Thursday. But if you can't wait until next Thursday, check out this playlist of ours for courtroom procedures and techniques. We'll show you how to avoid mistakes before you ever walk into court. I'll see you in the next video.